money. Money, money, money. You wouldn't be able to tell it based on, this interaction right now, but I went ahead and grabbed my Canon AE1 and loaded it up with Cinestill 400D. Central Coast is a very beautiful area, so obviously I grew up there. I know the places to go and what places mean a lot to me. And one of the first stops that I made was in Marina just to grab some food.
If you know, you know.
And basically load up the film stock, which actually had some weird light burns on the inside, which kind of surprised me because I've actually never had that issue. After that, I made my way to Moss Landing, which is a super small town. If you know, you know. That's going to be the theme here. If you know, you know. For haha teehees, that Wes Anderson trend was also kind of hitting its peak around that time, so I went ahead and shot a little Moss Landing Wes Anderson intro.
Hopefully the wind isn't too bad to where it's awful and no noise is terrible, but I got the power plant and then the custom marine covers right over here that I was thinking of, and hopefully we'll see.
There's this bit of somberness to the entirety of all my B-roll that I shot up there. It was a bit of a yearning, whereas I feel like I'm performing here. The duality that I struggle with quite often throughout my videography and my photography. I think the one thing that a lot of people have said is that my emotions complement my videography and my photos, and unfortunately that is always tied to comments like, "Oh, Eric, the guy who's always really sad and whose videos feel sad. Yeah, I like that guy." I think the highlight of this was trying to capture a jellyfish because it reminded me of when I was a kid and I had seen a jellyfish and I poked it so hard that it burst open, and ever since then I felt terrible. So I wanted to capture a photo of the jellyfish stranded on the beach, and was quickly reminded of my past transgressions. But I actually got to spend a lot of time out on the beach alone with myself, really shooting what I wanted to shoot, and that actually made me happy. Whenever I go and shoot film, it's very much, this is what I'm feeling, whereas when I'm shooting digital, I feel what looks beautiful. I feel like that idea of what looks beautiful does seep into my film photos, but at the same time, I'm also like, this is something I want to remember, and so the following day I actually spent it out with my mother. Yes, if you've noticed, he's biracial. So after grabbing lunch, we went down to Seacliff and we just went for a walk. I have a lot of issues with my parental figures because I have an issue with authority. But it was actually really nice to talk to my mom. Much of the Central Coast went through massive amounts of destruction this winter, And it broke my heart seeing that the pier was no longer there. And I just knew that there was no way I was going to leave out of here without photos. So photos, I did.
Pues sí, lo traía frío que me lo iba a tomar y se me olvidó. ¿Sí me entiendes, hijo? Mi español.
Also, I am very glad that I got to see my grandma. I did not record her like the dingus I am, but I did get a nice, cute little photo of my grandma, and I love her so much. And it's her house. It's where I feel comfortable most in the world, and it's just some place that does not hold any form of animosity towards me, or nor do I hold any animosity towards that house, that woman, and her birds.
A veces se pone la rosa ahí, en esa silla.
The first day was kind of with myself, and then with family, and then now with my friends. I don't have the same amount of time like I used to. That hurts. That hurts a lot, and like I need to work on my communication with them, because I found out that 3 out of the 3 were in Watsonville when I went there, and then as I was like, "Hey, are you guys down for breakfast or something?" When I leave, before the day I leave, they were like, "Oh, dude, now only like 2/3 of us are here. Why didn't you let me know? I was here Friday. I was here Saturday," and I felt like an idiot. But I mean, it's my fault. But I did have a good time at breakfast, even though the building across the street caught on fire, and I was terrified. I am 100% sure this is not going to be your first video in regards to Cinestill 400D. It's based on a film roll, like an actual roll of film that you would use for like movie making, and basically they just chopped it up, slid it through. I do have to admit that the halation was a lot less on this roll. I believe that outdoor photography was probably one of the best in a well-lit environment, not overcast. That it was the biggest downfall of this roll of film, was that it sucked when it came down to overcast. Like when the sun broke through the clouds, but every other time after that, it just did not look good. And all these photos are completely unedited. All of them are completely original. 36 out of the 36 shots came out, and I was happy with them, but that's because I knew what I was going to be expecting with Cinestill 400D. I really do thank you all for watching, 6 to 7 of you, but take care. That's called indigestion, gangster. Good grief, dude. I need to stop eating meat.